Hi, you're being recorded. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to... That's the name of the podcast. As always, we like to... Nicchia?
What?
I am the Doctor, this is my section. Earth is under my protection. My planet of birth is Gallifrey. I've got two hearts, your life is safe. Run into the master, raw Missy. Come on, Alonzo. Alonzi. I am a Time Lord. No, I'm not Rick. 12 bodies a man. Now it's time for a switch. Don't look like that. I'm in great health. You were expecting someone else. Regeneration. Oh, such fun. When I say run, run, run. What's up, my boy? Peace and sanity. Sorry, mustache. Reverse the polarity. Sometimes I'm north, but always a limey. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Jump in the TARDIS, go for a ride. It's bigger on the inside. Exploring all of time and space. Oh, what's that? Exterminate.
Cyberman, a TARDIS, baby.
Would you like a jelly, baby? Time's ticking, we'd best go. A new adventure, Geronimo! I am fantastic, so are you. Best come with me, I'm Doctor Who.
Oh, welcome to a brand new episode of D4WH. I am your host. I've already got my Speedos on. I'm Adam O'Sullivan.
Oh, put it away. Put it away.
Already got one, guys.
Ugh, yuck. I'm glad I'm not in there. In your Speedos. No, in the room.
Yeah.
Speedos.
Play your cards right and you could be in those Speedos.
No.
What are you going to lend them to her?
No, I'm going to sell a range of Speedos with my face on it.
Oh wait, are you going to sell your Speedos?
Yeah,
that
I'm going to sell
conversation.
a range of Speedos with my face on it.
Oh, no,
That's horrific.
That is
That's a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Only if your face is on the inside.
Well, I was thinking I should sell a range of Speedos with the TARDIS on it because it's bigger on the inside.
Why did I agree to be here?
Just another male lie.
Oh,
I was thinking about
fired.
ladies wearing them. I have very high hopes.
Is that the only time that you've been in a lady's pants?
You know, as a lady, you don't want to be bigger on the inside.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, Olivia. I'm so sorry.
Joined as always, that's right, we've only introduced myself so far. Joined as always by my co-host, she's sucking her thumb, it's Nicchia Shoot.
Oh, can you see me sucking my thumb?
Yeah, we can see you trying to beat away the hallucinogenic bat.
Yeah, no, it's really just to get you guys out of my head. And you in your Speedos.
Oh, thank you. I think.
Burn.
Please welcome our guest. We have yet to find out whether 3 is in her name. It's Olivia Windsor.
Hi, yeah, the 3 is after the L and before the second I.
Oh, okay. Olivia 3.
It's somewhere
Olivia
in
with
there.
3.
I'll shoehorn it in, much
How
like
have
a lot
you
of...
been? We haven't had you on the podcast since the start, basically.
Yeah, so I have trust issues because of last time.
Oh, right. Oh.
Because my biggest fear is spiders, and you're just like, watch this episode with all of these very realistic spiders.
You should have seen the huntsman in my
No,
place
do
this
not
morning.
talk about the huntsman.
I think that was very cruel, but I think that was Adam's idea, and he was very disappointed there were no spider episodes this season to get you on for.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, as soon as Adam's just like, hey, watch this episode. I was like, I didn't say this to him, but my brain just went, does it have spiders? Am I going to cry? Am I going to have nightmares tonight?
I'm sorry, but the person I still need to apologise the most to is Jenny Winter, who I gave the Slovene episodes to. Bow-bow.
Oh, bow bow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jenny.
I'm surprised we didn't give those to Beck Buckingham. Don't we give her all the episodes that are crappy?
Yes. Yeah, well, you know, we'll
Well,
find her.
not all
We
of
give
them.
her so much grief already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we give it a D-Whirl with Doctor Who in real life. Now, Sacha Dhawan plays the latest incarnation of the Doctor's nemesis, the Master, in the current series. Also, spoiler alerts if you haven't seen those 2 episodes, but then why are you listening to this episode?
Oh my god,
OMG.
Adam. You go on about people spoiling the episodes.
Can you imagine if Orphan 55 was the first episode of Series 12 you'd watched?
No.
No.
Can you imagine if
I
it was the
don't
first
wanna.
episode you've watched full stop?
Oh, God. Anyway, according to an Instagram post that Sacha put up on January the 3rd, 2020, he has been waiting to tell people about his most exciting role for at least a year. I recommend you go and read it because it's very detailed, but in the post, he explains how he was doing a rehearsed play reading with Peter Capaldi in January 2019. I assume that there were other actors actors and crew there, and it wasn't just a tete-a-tete between the two.
Yeah, no, I saw that in the Wikipedia because I look at Wikipedia a lot, and that was referenced. And there was just really cute detail that he had trouble keeping a straight face around Peter Capaldi.
So
So it's just like, oh.
During a tea break, Sasha called his agent, who told him something he was asked to keep with the utmost secrecy. He had been offered a role in Doctor Who. Oh, the secret code name of the Master. Ooh. Oh.
Imagine having to keep that secret. That would just burn a hole in your gut, wouldn't it?
Well, if you remember, David Tennant got told that he was the next Doctor and then had to go record a Big Finish audio whilst not telling everybody, oh my God, I'm the next Doctor, guys.
And then also Peter Capaldi was doing, what was it, Three Musketeers or something?
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to try and keep that a secret.
Yeah, he was playing a baddie in the Three Musketeers, Cardinal Richelieu or someone.
It's all French names.
And he was in the middle of a scene where he was torturing someone and he found out he was the new Doctor.
Time was of the essence to keep secrecy, so he had to jump on a plane the week after to fly into South Africa and film for Doctor Who. Now, Sacha Dhawan is quoted as saying, I sat opposite Capaldi staring at him once again, but more intently this time around. He's got all the answers to so many of my questions right now. Peter, what do I do? What do I do? But the reality is I'm sworn to total secrecy. Capaldi looks up from his script and meets my gaze as he sips his coffee. He smiles at me. Fuck.
It's just so cute.
It's so adorable.
I love it. Sasha, if you're listening, like, do you want to
Yeah,
hang
if
out?
you're
Do you
listening,
want to go for a
Sasha.
coffee?
Oh my God, Sasha, we love you. Okay?
You're a little cutie, and I just want to give you a hug and say good job.
Yes, I want to say my favourite master at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I still have a thing for Missy.
Yeah.
I just have a thing for Missy too.
No, still beating Missy for me.
Well, if they get in an episode together, maybe they will beat each other up. Anyway.
Who's going to be the master?
Oh, well, she's the mistress.
Ooh.
You've been a bad master.
That's my sideline job.
Oh no.
Dhawan talks about the process of making Doctor Who as being invited into a sort of family, and he goes on to say, I recalled the look Capaldi gave me as he sipped his coffee, a strange blip in time, as if he somehow knew I'd been granted access to the secret.
He probably did know.
I doubt it.
Really?
Like, they wouldn't have told a previous act. They would have kept total secrecy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like those eyebrows hold secrets.
Yes.
So
They also hold his car keys. You know.
Whoa, talent.
Whoa. Just chuck a couple of command hooks in there. You'll be right.
What you don't know is they are his car keys.
Whoa. Wow, Elon Musk has been busy.
Yes. It turns into that giant dragon from the Neverending Story.
Oh,
Falcor.
love
That's
it.
his name, Falcor?
Falcor. Never-ending Capaldi's eyebrows.
Well, don't you think Sasha could rival him for eyebrows?
Oh, I've never noticed Sasha's eyebrows.
Yeah, they're great.
I was looking at his dick.
I mean, they're pretty decent
Really?
eyebrows. Coming from, hi, my ex-makeup artist is going to come out.
Oh, yes.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm an ex-makeup artist here with the secrets.
Oh, man, I can't wait to hear what you think of Ryan's makeup in this episode.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
no, but you can't pit those two's eyebrows against each other because they're two different eyebrow shapes.
Ah,
So
true.
really, what you're
Yes,
doing
but
there is
eyebrows,
trying to...
eyebrows are sisters, not twins.
Yeah, eyebrows are family, sometimes distant cousins. And
2 times removed.
I mean, look, you say that, but EWWE has a pay-per-view where the two sets of eyebrows will go against each other. That's EWWE Eyebrow World Wrestling Education. I don't know.
Or ew.
The E stands for WWF. Please don't sue
me.
us. Yeah.
The point is, eyebrows are pretty decent on both.
Okay, I'll come back when you talk about something I understand.
Okay, rightio. Anyway,
You might be here a while.
referring to Sacha Dhawan, what a thoroughly nice guy to play such an absolute bastard.
Yeah.
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 he mentions something about the Adventures in Time and Space.
Yeah, he was in Adventures in Time
Yeah,
and
that's
Space.
what I thought
Yeah, he played the
after-
first director.
Yeah, that's where I thought I'd seen him before.
Yeah.
I only realised after I saw that Instagram post.
And he's in Dracula.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. I tried to find news about him after he was revealed as the Master, and it's all about him being in Dracula. Dracula. So it's really cool how they kept it a secret.
Mm.
Now I've got the theme song of the Never-Ending Story stuck in my head. Never-Ending Story.
That's the story of this podcast, never ending.
Yeah, basically the Doctor is
Well,
a
that's
never-ending
time,
story.
isn't it? Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
That's our snaps from last week.
What? I'm so confused.
I would give you snaps, but because I'm so delayed, they would come across and you would wonder what the fuck I was doing, giving snaps to people.
Don't worry, I look at Beck and she always wonders what the fuck I'm doing.
Yep.
Our episode today is Orphan 55, Series 12, Episode 3. Written by Ed Heim and directed by Lee Haven Jones. Originally aired on the BBC Saturday, January the 12th, 2020. Now, Ed Heim wrote perhaps your second least favourite episode from last season, It Takes You Away.
Yes, and I
I
knew
love
that.
that episode.
And one of my favourite episodes from last season. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. The
I was
ending's
busy.
fine.
Olivia.
I'm a bad fan. I'm an on and off fan.
No, you are. Get her out the door now. In the car.
Oh,
Wait,
Okay, bye.
No, we're inclusive.
Goodbye. Miss you.
Last episode was, as the Not My Doctor people say, about a bad single father. This one is apparently about a bad single mother. So
I mean, there's also bad dad in there too. Like, don't get it twisted. Bad mom, but also a terrible father.
oh, look, there are so many goddamn characters in this
Too
episode.
many.
Way
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah.
Cannon
I feel
fodder.
like Ed Heim was like, hey, you wrote Spyfall, I wrote an hour and a half episode. And
it's 45 minutes.
And Chibnall was like, you need to cut that down. And he's like, okay, but I'm not going to cut anything that happens.
Yep.
I've got a question.
Mm.
Who in the cast, besides the main characters, did you give a shit about?
Okay, so
None
the
of
old
them.
people slightly, but that's just because I
No.
got sucked. No. I just got sucked in from that first little bit where it's just like the ring, and I was like, that's their story done.
Aw,
I'm happy.
Bella was the only other character I cared about.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted Ryan to
spoilers.
get it.
But I didn't care
no.
about her either.
Do you think his dyspraxia would have been a problem in that situation?
He starts and he falls off. He's like, I'm sorry, this doesn't happen to me. It's because I've got dyspraxia, I'm so sorry.
This doesn't normally happen, I'm sorry.
I cared more about the dregs than literally anything else.
I cared more about the bloody planet.
I mean, that's topical.
But I will argue that if you could cut any characters, you could cut the green-haired aliens.
Oh,
They
yes.
absolutely did not need
They
to
did
be
nothing.
I would cut them and the old people and just have Bella and Kane.
Oh, yeah.
They needed
Oh,
that
yeah.
in-betweener dude in
Oh,
there,
yeah.
though. They needed a guest star somewhere.
Well, it feels like it was a good progression of his character from the
Yeah.
in-betweeners. Like, he would grow up to be a terrible
Remember,
father.
this is the script that took a year to work on. I feel like the first draft of the script, he probably gave it to Chibnall and he's like, oh yeah, so I've got 130 main characters, and he's like, oh, you need to cut that down.
Yeah.
It's basically just a fan fiction. That's what I think.
Too many, too much, so many things. So many.
So many characters.
Yeah, look, if you look at Spyfall, I mean, I got invested in a lot of the characters, but before he turned into the Master, I was so invested in that character, and then he turned out to be bad. You know, even Ada and, what's the other girl's name? Noor. I cared about them, but I just couldn't have, Benny's out there. Who gives a shit? I'm staying inside. I'm sorry. I wouldn't go get him.
Oh, I have some issues with some ways that they did some things, but that will be for later.
But they had to go outside the dome,
Did
guys.
all of them did all of them have to? Literally all of them?
Is
No.
this the plot for the Simpsons movie?
It's so funny because when I was watching it and they were like, there's 23 people in the resort, I was like, oh, that's not a lot of people at the resort. And then by the end of it, I was like, oh shit, we have way too many characters.
Yeah. Like Spyfall I was really impressed by because I thought that episode was really fun and there was like quite a few characters, but it spent the time to actually make sure that you knew the characters well enough to give a shit about what's going to happen to them. Even like I can't even remember, Daniel Barton, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, even him, like, you spent enough time to be like, okay, I care about this plan. Like, I know it's bad, but I care about finding out.
Yeah, even Daniel Barton's mother I cared about more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, it felt like it took the time to make us give a shit, and it also took the time to craft a story that, while I feel like it was actually complicated, it didn't feel complicated.
Yeah.
Whereas Orphan 55 felt overly complicated from the second it started.
Needlessly complicated. Anyway, look, let's do the short synopsis and we'll jump straight in. But yeah.
Oh, fuck. Have we not even
No,
gone
we
to
haven't.
synopsis
No, I
yet?
just
Oh
launched
my
straight in.
God.
The short synopsis, the Hoobie gang take a much-needed break at the all-inclusive resort Tranquility. And they have a bloody good time and nothing bad happens to them.
Episode done.
Yep, episode done. No, being an episode of Doctor Who, all is not right at Tranquility. A hopper virus has brought down the machines, revealing that the resort is located on an orphan planet decreed unable to sustain life. The Hoobie gang must work with the resort staff to try and keep people safe from local creatures, the dregs, but the fam are shocked when they find out what planet Orphan 55 really is.
Boo.
Yes, welcome to the Planet of the Apes, the original.
You goddammit, you blew it up! You blew it up, goddammit!
Get your hand off me, you filthy ape.
It was Earth. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, all we needed was Dr. Zayas, Dr.
Dr.
Zayas,
Zayas,
do-do-do-do-do, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas, do-do-do-do-do,
Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas.
Oh,
Dr.
Dr.
Zayas.
There's so much like that. None of the danger felt like they had to be in danger. It's like they threw themselves into it. It just, it drove me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. As I mentioned in the script, it's time for Last Stand Against the Dregs 275.
Ugh.
It's like, no, you go, I'll stay against the Dregs. And then they turn up later on, they're like, no, you go, I'll stay against the Dregs.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, when Graham's like, I'm sure Kane and Bella are okay. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're okay too. I'm pretty sure Benny and fucking Velma are going to turn up and be like, don't worry, we also didn't die from the Dregs.
Yeah.
I will say that I thought the dregs, there was only one shot of the dregs in front of the transport that looked really, really bad. But I did find them quite scary. And I was a little petrified that, is that a bit of human reptile joined together? Did we have sex with an alligator at some point?
Well, when CO2 takes over the planet, that's the only way we can survive.
Yeah.
By having sex with crocodiles?
Hump crocodiles.
Oh,
Somebody
Jesus.
needs to let Adam know that we don't need him to do that just yet.
All right, okay, I'll put the crocodile back.
I mean, the creature design I thought was pretty effective.
Oh, I love the creature
Yeah,
design.
I have other issues with other makeup. Oh.
What's your biggest issue with the makeup?
Hyphen.
You mean
With a
Barf?
3?
You mean Barf from Spaceballs?
Oh.
Well, what I was going to say is that someone watched The
Oh.
Joker and thought, what if the Joker was for furries? Seriously, it was so
I
bad.
know, I'm with you, Olivia. When she came out, I thought, I hope that's a costume, and it's a costume party she's been at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't expect us to think that that's real. It was hideous.
There was a missed opportunity because she could have been running away and then they grab onto her tail and they drag her back. I was like, that's perfect.
She had a little fluffy tail.
She's got a little fluffy tail.
Little fluffy tail, terrible makeup. I paused as soon as I saw the makeup. So I paused and got my
Oh, you didn't
partner
like
into
her
the
makeup
room.
mustache?
And then I got my partner in the room and I just said, shame! Because I needed to shame the makeup
Yeah.
and make sure everyone knew that this was
Yeah.
a shameful job.
It was terrible. What'd they get the work experience kid to put it together?
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like another thing about the episode is it first of all, parts of it were shot like a horror movie.
Yeah.
But then also other parts of it were like, hey, we're a light, fluffy episode.
Ah.
But it's like, but then they try and smush those two together and it's like, it spent more time being a horror movie than it did being a light, fluffy episode. And then at the end, nothing really matters.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters.
My take of it was that it was a cake and ass party. It was just, and it was very hard to watch twice.
I hate those parties where you're invited to eat cake out of someone's ass.
Well, no, like, I love horror. Like, horror is my favorite genre. I'm a big horror girl. I'm down to watch someone be murdered brutally on screen.
That says a lot about you.
It really does.
You're such a sweet girl, Olivia.
I try. But no, when I saw, like, okay, it's in a spa and there's going to be monsters, I'm just like, cool. This is a classic setup.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
think the sort of tranquil or, like, there's always the situations where it's a peaceful place, like a hospital, where it's just, like, clear white walls, or a space station, clear white
Yeah,
walls,
yeah.
Tranquility Spa, clear white walls. I'm just like, hell yeah, let's get some H.R. Geiger bullshit up
Yeah.
in here.
Oh.
And I think the creature design is a little bit Geiger inspired,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
anyway, it just had so many missed opportunities because it was afraid to go all the way.
Yeah.
So there's a way you can do PG-13 horror where it's still scary but not gory. And they didn't do that because it was like, no, we've gone back to our family-friendly roots.
Yeah.
I would definitely not let my children watch that. It was freaking scary, those monsters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with you. I thought the monsters were wasted because they were really scary.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you could have done so much with them. But then you put in 3 characters that look like the work experience kid put 2 green wigs on a guy and, I don't know, stuck fluff on another one. Oh, drove me crazy.
Yeah, and for me, like, because it's shot like a horror movie, so what they did was they had 23 people at the spa and they whittled it down to 10 characters, including the Hoobie gang, that we were supposed to care about. Now, I'm not a huge horror fan, but it seems to me like 10 characters is what you start a horror movie with.
Yeah.
And then you start whittling that down until you have like 4 or 5 characters you care about. But we ended up with 10 characters we were supposed to care about. We didn't start with 10 characters. We started with at least 30 different different people at the spa, you know, most of who die off screen.
Yeah, I mean, in horror, it's fine to have the cannon fodder characters. So they're the characters who go through and you know nothing about them. They die straight up, and it's mostly just there for like entertainment value. And I think that what happened was are you laughing at death for entertainment value?
People are dying for your entertainment, Olivia.
Listen, this is Sparta, okay? I'm down for some, kick someone down a hole, let's go. But no, it felt like they were going half slasher, half monster movie with an ABC child-friendly twist. Which meant that, one, the monster design was tonally inconsistent with what they were trying to do with the actual episode. And then the fact that they had so many people, which they then whittled down, cool, great. Whittle it down in the first 5 to 10 minutes, but that didn't happen. It got whittled down like halfway through the episode, and then we're supposed to give a shit about the 10 other characters instead of whittling down the 23 plus people in the first 5 minutes. Have 10 characters, have them all kind of go off over the course of half an hour, which can work. But it tried to also split the focus between those characters too much.
Yeah, and I think split them up. Like, it may have worked better if you put some in the transport looking for Benny and kept some at the vacation report.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fake-cation. Some there to try and minimise that. And it would have given, like, what did Yaz do? She had nothing to do.
She looked at Ryan and was just like, are you flirting?
Yeah, she looked after Velma. That's all she did.
Yeah.
She was babysitter.
I feel like that's the thing is I feel like they filmed it all, realized it was way too long, because it feels like Yaz and Velma had this whole other subplot that happened at the Tranquility before they went outside, because all of a sudden they turn up and they're like, oh, Benny's outside. It's like, how did she get that device on her arm? Like, how did she know Benny's outside? How does any of this happen? Like, I feel like there's a lot of cutting that they did to make it down to 50 minutes, and we lose a lot. Instead of cutting subplots, they like, oh, we have to put this back in because it's needed for the script. Like, all of this should have been fixed at the script stage, not at the editing stage.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's like the script was written where scene A and scene B have no relation to each other, but in order for scene C to work, you need to have scene B.
Yeah.
But in order for scene D to work, you need to have scene A. And it's like, basically it's this big mess where the scene preceding each scene is not related at all, but you need to have this other scene.
Actually, Olivia, that's a good point. It all feels convoluted, doesn't it?
Yes.
What was your first clue?
First clue of convolution?
The furries. That's where it really stumped me.
furries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a Doctor Who thing, you know. They always let me down in the second episode of a new series. I mean, admittedly, this was the third, but it was the second story. I rarely like the second story in a new series, ever.
But can I also say, this does feel like the silliness that we had in the 80s.
Yeah.
Certainly it was 80s costumes.
Yeah, the Candyman is often brought up, and I haven't seen that episode, but it's often brought up as like, here's one of the Doctor's enemies, and I'm like, really?
I know, after such serious, high stakes, really good two-parter, I always feel like I have no expectations of the second story in any series, ever.
The Hoobie gang are cleaning up some sort of mating deep space squid creature. What a way to start the episode. That kind of tells you that, hey, we think this is a funny episode.
Yeah, I have no notes. It was just, because actually, no, I do have a note that I wrote down, and it just says, casual tentacles, not in my good Christian household. So that's apparently the way I was thinking.
All of the tentacles in your Christian household have to be non-casual.
Oh yeah, like they have to be serious, formal tentacles.
Yes.
I was thinking that the deep space squid was mating with another squid. Do you think it was trying to mate with the TARDIS?
Oh no. Why would you put that in my
And
head?
that's why they had to clean up so much off the floor?
No. Stop.
Oh, that's hilarious. There's just a lot of fish going around. Sperm fish. Whoop.
That's a fan fiction waiting to be written by Adam O'Sullivan.
Let me get on Wattpad.
Graham has finally got the last coupon from a newspaper that's apparently being delivered to the TARDIS.
Cool.
Cool. Does that mean that things get delivered to the TARDIS?
It's a P.O. box.
Yeah.
That's it. They have a P.O.
Does it get
box
scanned?
somewhere.
Like, could you put a weapon into the newspaper and get it delivered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Kablam man can get there, I guess.
He puts the coupons together, but oh no, it's a teleport cube. Good things Graham's already wearing his Speedos then.
Woohoo! That was the noise he made. It was a hoo-hoo.
And I, for one, hope we get the figurine of Graham wearing his Speedo.
Are they the same Speedos we mentioned earlier? The
Adam's
ones with your
face
face
on
on
the
the
Yeah, they
inside?
got my face on them.
That is one suggestion I'm not drawing.
I hope they're the Tony Abbott red.
As he's eating an onion.
Oh, yeah, Graham, go for it,
Yeah,
son.
that's on the outside, and then Adam's face is on the inside.
The Hoobie gang end up at Tranquility and are met by Hyphen with a 3, some sort of furry.
Yeah, like I said, Joker but furry.
Yeah.
No, I like your thing about Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like.
That's what it reminded me of, yeah. Maybe if they just hadn't had the makeup mustache. Like, that was the thing that distracted me the most.
Yeah, it was okay. So, makeup artist perspective again.
Yeah.
So, the way it was painted on didn't account for the fact that a face has creases.
Yeah.
And so, if they're trying to make a mouse creature, they need to do a prosthetic in order to do that sort of like painted on mustache where it looks like it's part of a like muzzle, I guess.
Oh, see, I didn't get that. I just thought
Yeah.
it was makeup that they put on.
So you see it a lot in like Halloween makeup where
Right,
girls will
right.
be like, I'm a cat, and they'll put on
Yeah.
a little nose and a little like line with the
Right.
black lipstick, and it's to mimic the sort of way that those sort of animals with that sort of nose, they have the line
Yeah.
that will then part and show the sort of cheek area. So you would need prosthetics to do that. But what they did instead was just smear some makeup.
I was trying to allow for the fact that maybe there'd been like a face painter there and Hyphen had been there at the face painter
Oh my god, that's so cute.
and then joined the adventure.
No, can I point out, for the fact that there are so many characters, there are 3 people who work at the spa. There
Oh,
is
yeah.
Hyphen with a 3, and then there is Vorm, who spends most of his time running around with a gun, and there is Kane, and that is it.
Yes.
Who makes the food? Who serves the food?
Robots.
Oh, I think we briefly see someone who works at the bar, but just thinking about it now, it seemed like that you could just go to the bar and make your own drinks. There is nobody who works there.
Yeah.
No, it was ridiculous.
We have so many guest characters and we don't have any actual working people, you know.
They all died.
Morbid.
It was the incident.
Well, I wouldn't have cared if they'd all died.
They should have killed more characters.
Yeah, do it.
Morbid part 2.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit.
Graham relaxes with a drink and the doctor goes exploring on her own. I tell you what, it's very windy, isn't it?
Yes, what's that about?
Considering we find out later that they're in like a dome structure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very obvious that they're filming in a real place and there's a lot of wind. So are we to believe that they generated all that wind to blow her hair all over the place?
So what they did is there's a fan, but it's always on the doctor.
Yeah.
Only doctor has a fan.
Yeah, the hair is getting in her face and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the best take they had?
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Maybe she was doing a sort of a classic 80s ballad singing beforehand. So she still had the fan on from that.
Oh, please.
If I could turn back time. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, total eclipse of the heart or something.
At the pool, an older couple named Velma and Benny are enjoying themselves. Benny takes a ring out of his pocket to propose, but they are interrupted by Yaz. Aww.
Yaz, the third wheel, strikes again.
Oh, that's like Yaz's job, right?
Yeah, and that's Yaz's only job for the whole
Oh,
episode.
I'm so
What-
sorry, Yaz.
She also looks after Velma once Benny disappears.
Excuse me. It's Vilma.
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 Oh, I thought it was Velma.
No, it's totally Vilma.
Vilma.
Well, she sits next to her. Come on, that's it.
Calms the poor girl. At the bar, Ryan grabs a snack from the vending machine but gets infected with the hopper virus. First the wiggly fingers, then the legs go.
So I had an existential crisis
Oh,
at
yes,
this
okay.
point because the doctor said it's a multi-platform virus. And so I had 3 questions, which is, can those chips still be eaten after they've been poured on the floor? Multi-platform, is anything a platform? Am I a platform? Is anything real?
Oh, she means PC, Xbox, and PS4.
And human. And then the third question was, where does one go to get this training and how much does it cost?
Yeah, hopper virus must be pretty normal if you
Yeah.
have hopper virus training.
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah, I know, but that's probably the only bit I enjoyed because it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny.
Yeah.
Every time she said hopper virus, it made me think of Hopper from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking from Bug's Life.
My favorite Heimlich. I am going to be a beautiful butterfly.
Welcome to this Bug's Life podcast.
Oh god. Back on track, guys. Ryan meets and instantly starts flirting with Bella, a hotel critic who is also sucking her thumb.
A Bug's Life podcast.
A Bugs Life podcast, that's right.
And that's a very manly way to meet someone, isn't it? While sucking your thumb.
Show emotional vulnerability. Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, apparently the way that the two of them flirt is Ryan asks a question to get to know more about Bella, and she goes, are you chatting me up? And he goes, no. And she's like, I wish you were. And that's it, because they have that same conversation twice.
Yeah. At first I was like, yes, girl, call him out.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a pilot, surgeon.
Oh, but then she goes, shame you're not trying to chat me up.
Yeah, it's just like, stick to your guns, babe. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want this gross boy hitting on you, then don't allow him to hit on you. Have some standards.
I'd probably turn around and say, are you biting your thumb at me? No, I'm not biting my thumb at you.
Don't Romeo and Juliet this.
There just was no build up to it. You know, I didn't believe it.
No.
I mean, I believe he thought she was a bit hot and she probably thought he was a bit hot, but there wasn't some great love romance. I wasn't thinking Mills and Boone. I was just looking at it going, oh, yeah, they wanted something for Ryan to do. Here's what he does.
Well, I feel like Bella's like, well, I'm going to die soon anyway. I might as well just, go out with a bang. Anyway, blah, 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 blah.
It's too early, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want someone to chat you up when you're about to kill everybody anyway?
Yes.
That's the best time to do it.
Very
It's
weird.
just like there's a rush and it's adrenaline. And so you're just like, I'm going to set this bomb, but also like, hey, are you the bomb?
Yeah. What if I drape over this bomb real sexy? Is that doing it for you?
Am I sexy yet?
I'm going to have one last bang before the big bang. So there you go.
Hey!
The doctor notices the ionic membrane around the resort has failed, but why would you need to protect a hotel spa with an ionic membrane?
I'm sorry, you skipped something.
Oh, what did you want to talk
Which
about?
is the part where the doctor goes up to Hyphen and it's just like, I just pulled this out of my friend.
Oh,
and
yes.
Hyphen immediately is like, in this resort we don't kink shame.
Yes.
Oh my
She's like, it's not
God.
recreational.
Yeah, it was just very funny and that was the only part that made me laugh.
That was good. That whole little bit made me laugh, and that was pretty much it.
Vorm finds a creature attacking the guests. The lights go out and Vorm starts shooting. Meanwhile, Graham finds maintenance worker Nevi and his son Silas, who seems to know more about fixing machines than Nevi does. Oh, so funny.
Genius child trope. I love it.
What was the point of that, and why were they wearing fucking green wigs?
Oh, they were such bad wigs too.
Yeah.
Like,
Such bad
I got
wigs.
them from Crazy Clark's.
oh, it was
Yes.
100% like reject shop wigs because they still had the dollar store shine on them.
I love the boy's face, because every time they
it's
cut to
green
him, you could
freckles.
tell he was thinking like, why the fuck am I wearing this wig?
Yeah, he had green freckles.
Oh, did he? I didn't see
He
that.
had green freckles. And
That's
they
cute.
looked very bad, but
Aw.
like, it was a cute idea. Go apprentice makeup artist, you try.
And why was his dad not listening to him, and then at the end goes, oh, he's a genius? I mean, made no sense to me.
That's the thing, is because they didn't have enough time to build that up, we see him dismiss his son twice, and then all of a sudden he's like, Dad, you never listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run away
Yeah.
because it's not like there's monsters around or anything.
Yeah, run away when you get back to the resort, you idiot. Don't run away into a nest of dregs.
As guests are being killed by the creature, the doctor's voice comes over the PA system and tells the fam to get to the linen closet. Uh-oh.
Actually, I've got a question that's a bit off topic, but interesting. He runs away. How many of you have ran away when you were kids at some point?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
never.
And did you ever really put yourself in any danger? You ran away somewhere safe, didn't you?
I ran to the end of the street.
So did I, yeah.
Sat at the street corner for 10 minutes and went back home.
Yeah.
I loaded up a bike with plastic bags full of all my toys. It was so heavy. I could only get to the corner, basically, and then my mum was like, she just stood at the door until I came back.
Yeah.
That is golden.
So cute.
I wish I ran away when I was younger.
We were on a property, so I would run up the paddock and then come back. And then eventually I thought that was a lot of effort. So I'd leave a note saying I've run away and just lie under my bed. You've never run away, Beck?
No. The only one in my family that did was my little brother. He ran away from our first primary school. He actually ran all the way to like a Hungry Jack's.
Whoa.
Down the road, and
After my own heart.
the police actually had to come and pick him up and take him back to the school.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And
man.
at the time, a really well-known, I don't know how to bring this up, it's not a great topic. Basically, a guy was roaming around Toowoomba at the time. Basically, you can tell what kind of person he was.
I know Ella ran away from her dad's one night at about 5 o'clock and was missing. She was running to my place, went the wrong way, was missing for 3 hours on a Friday night in Toowoomba, and a cabbie found her. The cops had put out a call to the cabbie, so she ended up in a cop car going to the police. She was about 6 or 7.
It was probably my mum. My mum used to be a cabbie in Toowoomba.
Small world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Longest 3 hours of my life. But yes, most of us just run down the street.
Ryan and Bella getting steamy in the steam room and have to watch as the creature devours another guest who can't keep quiet.
That always ruins the moment, doesn't it?
I thought that at first the dregs were like the T-Rexes in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So I was
Clever
getting
girl.
real excited about an episode where they had to like
Hide.
stay as still as possible. Because
Yes.
that would have had so much tension.
Yeah.
But instead it was dumb.
But no, guys, why stay inside the dome? We could go outside for like 20 minutes.
Why even do anything in this mortal coil? What does it all mean in the end as this episode shows?
In a script
it
that has
means
so many
nothing.
characters and so much to do, there's like the basic plot of, oh, let's go find someone. Oh, well, that didn't work. Let's go back.
It was a fetch quest.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was a fetch quest.
Yeah, fix the teleport, send everyone home, and then if the doctor wants to, she can take the TARDIS and look for Benny. Didn't make any sense to me.
Also, why did the dregs instantly kill everyone that they came up against? But the one old guy, they were like, let's go take him outside.
Yes. Very dumb.
Yeah.
Made zero sense.
Yeah, they were playing with their food.
But they don't play with anyone else. Like, if they had have, like, herded a group of people
Yeah.
with them, or they were like, oh, they're taking him for food and everyone else is dead, but Benny's the only one because he has an oxygen mask. Like, why do they just happen to take the one person who has an oxygen mask and can survive?
I mean, that was not the only thing that made zero sense in this episode. So, like, really, are we nitpicking? Sure,
Yeah.
but it's a terrible episode. What?
It is.
What my review is not out yet. I haven't said that. Spoilers. So, 2 things. The first one is I got real big colonization vibes.
Oh, yes.
So it felt like they kept trying to dip their toe into something that's a bit more political. So it's like, you've colonized this planet and fucked over
Yeah,
their
we're not
native
supposed to be
species.
here because it's been destroyed,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Well, it's like the whole like, of course the native species are fighting back, rah rah rah. So I was like, oh, that's a little dreg of something. And then the other thing is when they're like, okay, we're gonna go outside. They have these little armbands.
Oh, yes, the O2 canisters.
Yeah, the O2 canisters, and they're just like, there's limited oxygen, rah,
Yeah.
rah, rah. And it's just like, well, if there's limited oxygen, why don't you have the O2 canisters, like, save some of them as emergency,
Yeah.
and only take 3 or 4 of you out there, and the rest of you stay in
Yes,
the
exactly.
star.
It's another reason why everyone shouldn't have gone on the trip.
Like, Bella went, the old lady went. I mean, I get the engineer at least going,
Yeah.
or the mechanic or whatever he was.
The doctor, all 3 of her companions
Yeah, all
go.
of them.
Why did Hyphen go?
Why did
Why did
go?
Hyphen go? Why did Hyphen not stay in the resort?
And it's so dumb.
Now, I know there were dregs in the resort, so why didn't they split up? That's what I didn't understand.
The doctor fixed the ionic membrane, so there weren't dregs in the resort
Yeah.
at that point.
At that point, the resort was safe.
Oh, I thought there might be a couple of strays.
No, because the ionic membrane pushes them outside or disintegrates them or something
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
with that dreg that was in the steam room with Ryan and Bella.
Getting steamy.
Wow, you watched it closer than I did. I was starting to drift off.
Oh god, already. They haven't even been outside yet.
Yeah.
Not going well for me.
I love that considering everyone is a humanoid creature that breathes through their nose and mouth, the best location for the oxygen canister is, of course, their wrists.
Yes, it makes sense. You have gills in your wrist.
Yeah. Was the ankle too far away?
No, the ankle's too sexy.
Right.
You can't put an oxygen thing on the ankle. It's too sexy.
Show us a little bit of your ankle.
No, didn't make any sense. And looked like everyone had a no snore strip on their nose.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, because you can't have your main characters all wearing like big bulky masks.
Yeah.
This is sexy Doctor Who, where you want to look at those
Where
pretty
you have
faces.
sleep apnea.
Crazy.
If that doesn't say sex appeal in Doctor Who, I don't know what does.
Yes.
The Doctor demands answers from Kane and finds out they're on Orphan 55. Orphan planets are designated too toxic for life. It's much like me.
Yes.
Kane, who has presumably been there for years, says that the radiation has dropped and it's safe in short spells.
Yeah, so I was getting the vibe that they were trying to make us go, we hate Kane. Kane's a bad person.
Yeah.
But in doing that, they basically were just like, this is how Kane's terrible. She's only in it for money. Okay, keep it at that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, have someone who's greedy and knowingly complicit in the fact that there are literal monsters outside this resort and you are lying to the people in the resort. That's a great villain who is just like only in it for money. But you added so much more.
Yeah, and her character wasn't consistent the whole way through either.
No, that's my issue, is that
Oh, me too.
parts of this feel like Aliens, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kane was set up to be Paul Reiser's character from Aliens, where he's like the evil, slippery guy from the corporation who's just there to get the alien. But then later on, we're supposed to sympathize with her and be like, oh, she's doing it to protect everybody.
Yeah, it's a load of bullshit.
Yep, didn't buy it.
Because they just forgot what they were doing with Kane at all.
And at times they made it seem like, oh, she's going to be rich. Is it her plan? Was she part of a corporation? Like,
Yeah.
she does it for her daughter, but her daughter's already an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
My other question is, isn't terraforming a desolate planet a good thing?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, thanks for that.
But not if there's radiation that's going to literally kill
No, I think the
everyone.
issue was the fact that they were bankrolling the terraforming by having a holiday spa there.
Oh, and putting people in danger.
Yeah, so they were basically lying to these people and not telling them where they were because they get there by teleporter, and so they think they're on this nice planet. But then, like, you're telling me none of the guests ever try and go exploring? Like, when you go to a resort, you go, oh, what tours can I take? And they would have gone like, no, you have to stay in this very secluded area here. You would get suspicious and be like, what do you mean? Graham just walks straight into the fucking dome wall.
Yeah.
Which is funny, but you're telling me no one else ever did that?
Yeah, I'm with you, Adam. He walks into the door, ha ha ha, but come on. Other people must have done that.
Yeah.
And you would allow for that. You would have something there, or I don't know. Just what the guy was thinking when he put it together is beyond me. I think he was, I don't know, drunk.
It seems like to me that they tried to address that by saying that the Doctor was just like, oh, these are usually in large cities where it's like you want to feel like you're going away on a holiday, but you're actually just in your own city. So that could be part of why people were just like, oh, this is just this. It's feeling pretty normal.
Yeah.
So it felt like they tried to explain that and I caught it, but it was like so convoluted and so full of other stuff that it was really difficult.
I think they try and explain it because Kane goes, oh, it's a off-world vacation for a fraction of the price. So she's basically saying, oh, because it's so cheap, people kind of know it's obviously just in this one location.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure that they do. Some people would just go, oh, somehow they've made this really cheap.
Yeah, like all the coupons and...
Yeah, I'd be nervous.
Their version of TripAdvisor, you would look up Tranquility Spa and see that, oh, wait, actually, according to all of these one-star reviews, it's just a fucking dome in the middle of nowhere.
I feel like if you looked up Tranquility Spa, you'd get at least 50 other spas first, to be honest.
He gets a free vacation by collecting coupons. You aren't telling me that there are thousands of people who would all of a sudden turn up at the same time and be like, hey, we're all ready for our vacation.
Yeah, oh Jesus.
Just see all those middle-aged white ladies in America couponing. Oh my god, I've won 7 vacations in a row.
Well, then later on, Vilma, the two old people seemed like they would have put the coupons together themselves as well. But no, she pulls off a necklace and goes, this is really expensive. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're rich? You're rich and you're going on this shitty vacation.
That didn't make any sense to me either. Why would a rich person go on a free vacation?
Yeah.
Because rich people are notoriously stingy with their money.
Tight asses.
Yes.
Coming in here with some commentary. There was these little nuggets where they were trying to mix like literally every socially relevant commentary in. So there was a whole, it's an orphan planet. It means that the life on here died, and there was a comment about like how rich people will often get to go up and leave anyone who's left behind to take the blame for what's happened.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's an attempt at commentary, a really shoddy, clumsy attempt, but it was an attempt. There's also like, oh, why would you just do this for money? Why would you bankroll this? Oh, the native species, they did nothing wrong. Oh, again, some slight colonization tones. And it's just like, it's trying to do some social commentary, but it doesn't know how to actually go about it in a way that isn't ham-fisted.
Well, because it's trying to tell us that the planet is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end, obviously, when we find out that, spoiler alert, it's Earth. Mm-hmm. When we find out that we're being told this is bad, we've done bad things to the planet. But then they're also trying to tell us, well, this is the dregs planet. We shouldn't be here. The dregs have adapted to everything. So they start off by going, oh, you've put yourselves in this dangerous situation by trying to colonize their planet. But then at the end, we're told, oh, well, actually, this is really bad and the dregs shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of very muddled symbolism.
Yeah, one of the things is, we say, oh, look, you should let this species develop until we go, oh, it's our planet? Oh, no, let's kill them now.
Yeah, exactly.
But you needed to pick one social commentary topic to go with.
Yeah.
So if you were going to go with climate change, it was a great one to look at.
Yeah, it's very relevant.
But as you say, Olivia, I was so confused that at the end, the message felt like it was a PowerPoint presentation. The doctor's speech was clunky, was what I would call chuntering. And I thought it was just so convoluted. I was embarrassed for them having to say that dialogue. I was embarrassed for Jodie Whittaker having to say that dialogue. I really was.
Jodie Whittaker deserves better.
Oh, yeah.
She's an angel. I love her.
Much better.
I will say the design of the dome, like both the inside and the outside, gave me Michael Bay's The Island vibes.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So I was
Wait, that was Michael Bay?
Yeah, no, that's Michael Bay.
Oh my god.
We just blew Beck's mind.
Oh my
No, it reminded me
God.
of The Truman Show.
Oh, yeah, a bit like that too.
Yeah.
That was Michael Bay
That
too?
was Michael Bay. You know that bit where the light falls down and then the whole building explodes? Yeah, that was Michael Bay, yeah.
This episode, in fact, was directed by Michael Bay.
Oh my god.
As
Michael
evidence,
Bay
there's
is
an
my
explosion
Bay.
at the end.
Oh, man. So they get in the truck, they go outside, they try and leave the truck. Vilma starts screaming, like, basically, she's just there to start screaming out, Benny! 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 So then they have to go back to the truck.
Yes.
And then they have to go back to
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad fetch quest.
Yeah, you don't have to keep going, honestly.
Although I do think it is funny that Benny asks Vilma to marry him and then says that he has one last request. If you see him, could you perhaps murder him in cold blood?
Relatable.
Yeah. I mean,
Can I say,
same.
when he said that, I thought what was happening was that the Hopper virus was mutating the guests into the dregs.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, he's halfway between a transformation.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought as well. Like, I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Are we going to get to see some, like, David Cronenberg shit?
Yes.
Where it's like this person who's half scale, half human.
Like all the dregs are the hotel guests that have gone missing over the years.
That would have been a way better plot.
Yeah.
We've solved it, guys.
That would have been so interesting.
Oh,
They
man.
didn't show anything.
But also the line delivery of the "Will you marry me? Also shoot me" was real hammy.
Yeah.
It was real bad, guys.
Also, they can't hear the wind whistling outside the truck, but they
Yeah.
can hear Benny, like, just calling through the walls.
Yes.
I know. He must have a loud hailer with him.
Well, I was going to say that the truck is aerodynamically designed to stop rich people from hearing the unpleasant sound of the wind, but not the unpleasant sound of their own voices.
But when you see the truck driving, it looks like a normal sized car, but inside there is so much room. People can stand up in that truck.
TARDIS.
Yeah, true, yeah. It's not the TARDIS, though. It's a normal
a
car.
TARDIS.
It's a monster truck.
Like, Bella and Ryan have their own little section up the back.
Yeah.
And Yaz has to kind of, like, lean
Peer
over to
over.
be like, oh, hey, what's going on? And the Doctor has to walk down to the back of the truck to be like, oh, hey, guys, what's going on?
Yeah. It's...
I love when she goes and sits in between them.
Yeah, and that didn't work. So that was supposed to be a joke about her interrupting a bit of an intimate moment, but it wasn't an intimate moment. I could see what they were trying to do, but it didn't work. And they looked like they were in the back of an aeroplane.
Yeah.
It was like they were having their first conversation again, when actually what they needed to do was they had to have progressed so that they were actually getting along really well.
Yeah.
But it was just a repeat of their first conversation.
The way you fix that is you cut out the whole, are you chatting me up again?
Yeah.
And go straight to, like, the dead parent chat. Because,
Yeah.
like, just cut the cheeky, like, oh my God, are you flirting? Yes, I am flirting. Oh my God.
Oh my God, let me tell you about my dead daddy.
Let me tell you about my
Or
dead dad.
have Ryan sitting there trying to think of something to ask her, and then she starts talking to him, and you're like,
yeah.
oh my God, she does actually like him, you know?
Yeah, like, even if she says something like, so where did you come up with pilot surgeon? That's real dumb, right?
Yeah, call him out or something.
Call him out. And that would have been like, okay, so she's willing to call him out on his shit, but obviously likes him a little bit because his shit is a little bit charming. Oh.
Yeah, and one of the things that it was missing in all of the dialogue was subtext.
Yes.
There was no subtext. It was all just yelled at you. I felt very preached to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are we becoming those Cryberman babies? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No,
No, I know.
look, I still love Doctor Who, and it is a good message. I believe in climate change, but I just think if you're going to do a story that's going to touch us, it's got to have subtext. It's got to feel natural. It can't include a PowerPoint presentation.
It's not an after-school special.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite strange because it has that very heavy-handed, like, this is the message, we're going to explain it to you. So obviously it's for kids to try and get them to understand what climate change is. But then it's also, parts of it are filmed like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, I showed a picture of the monster to one of the girls at work who has a kid, and she goes, I would never show that to my kid. Like, that would terrify her.
No.
Yeah.
And I think the message was patronizing to the kids.
Yes.
You can still be more subtle with kids. You don't have to patronize them.
Yeah.
You could almost say that the message of the episode is that humanity survives. Everything dies, but then humanity finds a way to continue. Why do we say,
That's right.
The dregs should never have existed? Well, the dregs are what happened to us. We survived.
What happened was it tried to go on with this message that is needed. Like, people need to hear this message, but the way
totally.
it goes about it is a way that will push people away from actually listening.
Yes.
So the way to get people to listen is through subtlety, through trying to understand their opinion and then coming at it from a place of compassion and coming at it from a place of empathy. But what happened instead was I'm going to punch you in the face with all this information that you should already know. And it was very condescending.
Yeah, it was like getting a message from a fanatic.
Yeah.
Where it was just yell at you and you go, oh, well, I just don't even want to listen anymore because I don't like you.
And the first thing is, like, the fact that it's Earth and not another planet means that the writer didn't think that the people watching it would get it if she was talking about another planet.
Yeah.
She thought that the people who were watching it, like, the kids would be so young that if you made it another planet or called it something else, they would be like, oh, well, that's okay. Our planet isn't like that at all, you know? Like, and you're right, there's no subtext there. Because for subtext, you would make it another planet in a very similar situation.
Yeah.
But it had to be Earth.
Because one of the movies that always did that really well was the original Planet of the Apes. When right at the end, you see the Statue of Liberty and you go, oh my God, this is Earth. And I even remember as a kid going, oh my God, you know, and you went back and watched it again in a different light. But it was that revelation and it was subtle and it was interesting. And this was, I just felt preached to. And anyone listening, I love Doctor Who. I do love Doctor Who. Just didn't like this episode.
Yeah, there were ways for this episode to be better. And the criticism is not saying that it's a bad message or that Doctor Who in general is bad. It's saying that because this is an important message to get out there, there needs to be ways that it's said without first not trusting your audience. Because the way they brought everything out basically says, our audience don't have brains. They can't think for themselves.
Yeah.
So we need to say this very, very explicitly. Whereas I think previously there have been some really nice messages in Doctor Who that have had some really really good subtlety. And it's just, this one just doesn't trust us to understand the subtlety.
And it's really frustrating and really disappointing because there are people who right now are complaining about Doctor Who. They're saying it's too PC, it's too preachy.
Yeah.
And we as people who love Doctor Who are trying to be like, no, it's an inclusive show. But this episode
is too preachy.
Is too preachy.
Is preachy.
And it's basically feeds into them. They're going to watch this episode and go, see, I told you I was 100% right.
Yeah.
They're going to discount anything that the show puts out from now on. And it's really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the same sort of thing that I had the same conversation with my younger brother. Like, I got him into Doctor Who not long after I started watching Doctor Who. And he even said the last series, it was way too preachy, and that's pretty much what I'm expecting from this new one, so I don't think I'm going to enjoy it very much. But I think that the show is sort of getting to the point where I don't know whether it is giving enough credit to the viewers with its subtlety, like especially with the kids. Like, I don't expect really young kids to be watching Doctor Who at this point. I think it's more so like pre-teens and up, and the world has completely changed from where it was when Doctor Who, the new series, came out in 2005. Like, kids know a lot more about the world around them than they did back then. So 100%. I think they really should be giving them the more subtle sort of route.
Yeah, give them credit.
Yeah.
But also Spyfall was so good.
It was
exactly.
So good.
And what was the subtle message in Spyfall?
No, it had that, like, bringing forward of these really incredible women in history in a way that it wasn't trying to say you should 100% always pay attention to these women. It was more just like, hey, we're excited to tell you about someone that you might not have heard about.
Yes.
It felt like it was just this real earnest excitement about potentially showing off a little bit of history that it has been ignored. Whereas this was not any of that excitement, any of that earnesty. This was, you're gonna listen and we're gonna say it real loud.
This was fairies, green hair, and Benny!
Yes, yeah.
But also, like, in the context of the show, the Doctor says her message to Ryan, Graham, and Yaz. I feel like all of them are probably do believe in climate change.
Yeah.
To be fair, if any of them doesn't, it's probably Graham.
No, it's Ryan.
Oh, you think it's right? It's right, sure.
Listen, Ryan only believes in climate change if it's going to get him some tit.
Oh, no, I'm saying who is a climate change denier. It would definitely be Graham.
No, it's definitely Ryan.
Oh, okay, right.
Because Ryan is of the age where you're going to be a dude on Reddit.
Yeah.
And also...
Well, that's what I'm saying. She gives her speech to those three. Yeah. What are they going to do? Because let me tell you, as somebody who's on Facebook, constantly arguing with people who are who deniers, you cannot convince them. No. Absolutely no way whatsoever. No. So the Doctor is telling people who are on the same side as her. Mm-hmm. And as has been pointed out, the Doctor doesn't do anything to help the planet not become this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, there's no solution, which is also a criticism of actually, like, the whole movement at the moment, which unfortunately I think gets a bad rap because there's a lot of people whose voices are very loud and not like whose voices are very loud and will be listened to more than others.
Yeah.
It really sucks because there's a really important message.
Yeah, look, fanaticism in any cause is always detrimental to it because they can't talk about anything else and they don't know how to listen.
Preaching to the converted.
And they don't know how to get people who aren't quite there and how to have the patience to reach them.
Well, you know what would have been interesting is if Bella had have been some sort of fanatic, greeny sort of
like
what
an
people
eco-terrorist.
Yeah, eco-terrorist. And the Doctor's message ends up being, look, we all need to work together and being extreme about it isn't going to work. And I feel like they were scared of doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that idea, Adam. That would have given it a little more subtlety or something. But yeah, as I say, it felt like watching one of those kids shows where they go, hello, children. Do you know what I'm doing? That's right. I'm clapping my hands. Aren't I? Yes, dickhead. I can see it from here. I don't get it.
My name's hyphen with a 3. I'm going to be murdered brutally later on.
So the issue is, so it's preaching to the converted. So the people who already believe in climate change are going to be like, yeah, cool, I know. But they'll be like, you've said this in a way that's so ham-fisted. The people who don't believe in it are going to be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And the people who are on the fence are going to feel like they're being patronized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not entertained. And Doctor Who is about entertainment as well as social content.
Yeah.
So they get out of the truck.
Yep.
Kane and Vorm do a last stand against the dregs. dregs, but conveniently they find Kane again. They go down into the tunnels. They do an oxygen check, which gives Nevi and Silas a chance to have a line and remind us they're both still there.
Good.
Turns out Kane's long-lost daughter Trixabel is here for revenge.
That's a bad name.
Yep. Trixabel, I agree with that.
Yep.
No wonder you want to kill your mother. She called you bloody Trixie Belle.
Kane manages to pull a gun on her own daughter. Ryan and Bella get transported back to Tranquility. The others run into the tunnels. They can make it back to the resort, but it takes them through a drag nest.
Not drag.
Drag nest. A drag nest.
A drag nest.
Who is it that puts tunnels right through a dreg's nest?
The Russians.
Because the tunnels are there, remember? It's part of the station in Siberia.
Yeah.
What would a drag nest look like?
Well, Dragnet was a TV show from the 50s and 60s about cops, and later a comedy movie starring Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
It was.
Whilst it sounds like Dragnest, it has nothing to do with this show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
See, he
Wow,
does
that
his
made me-
research.
That made me laugh more than the episode.
That wasn't even pre-planned.
That
I
was
didn't know you had to pre-plan.
That was a solid joke.
yeah.
And Dragnest is basically our RuPaul's podcast.
RuPaul's Drag Nest.
Yeah. It's our
We
podcast
lay
about
eggs
RuPaul.
here. Oh no.
Can you sashay away, please, Adam?
No, Shantae stays.
Bella pulls out her bomb, which has 20 minutes left on the clock. Good thing they didn't get stuck outside retrieving Benny, otherwise they wouldn't have been back in time for the explosions. Also, if she has already set the bombs and they've already got the timers on, because she just opens it up and it's already got a timer on,
Yeah.
why does she show Ryan the bombs? Why not just sit around and be like, oh yeah, I just thought we'd hang out. And then the whole thing would have blown up and then everyone would be dead. Like, her plan, she shows them the bombs in the script so that they can know that there are bombs and they can do something about the bombs later on.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, do you want to see my bombs?
Because we didn't want to have any subtext. People may not get it.
Well, the thing is, what you could have done instead. So Bella does not show Ryan the bomb, but the audience sees the little, like, the side of the bomb in her bag. Adds tension. That's Hitchcock in there. So we know the bomb exists. The characters don't know the bomb exists. We feel really tense because, like, no, there's 20 minutes left on it. They're going to die. And then in the last few minutes, they find out and they fix it up. But
No, they didn't do that.
no, instead it's like, we're going to really blatantly show you the bomb.
Yeah.
Look, I'm pointing at the bomb. The bomb's right here. It's the bomb. Do you see the bomb? The bomb. It's the bomb.
Like, if we go with the eco-terrorist thing, Bella goes, I'm here to stop my mum for being part of this horrible thing on this planet that died, you know, and then as Ryan and her are going through, she goes, oh, I just need to put my bag down. She puts the bag down, we see the timer, we're like, oh shit, there's a bomb. Like, yeah, it builds tension.
Yeah.
But no, she goes, here's a bomb. By the way, I've got plenty of other bombs. All right, let's walk away.
Yeah.
La-di-da-di-da.
Goodbye.
Do you still want to flirt with me?
Yes. Well, apparently he does.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
He flirts with her when she's pointing a gun at him.
Isn't that the best time to do it, though?
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
The group still in the tunnels notes that they have to run, but Velma can't run, so she takes that as her cue to sacrifice herself, proclaiming, any of you fucking pricks move, and I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you.
I love Betty White.
That would have been good.
Happy birthday, Betty.
That's what it felt like. It felt like the opening scene of Pulp Fiction, where she's like, which one of you fuckers hurt my Benny?
That would have been an amazing way to go out. Like, I feel like she went out just being like, who hurt Betty? Goodbye. But, like, if there was some swears, if she had a gun, or if she had a gun.
Oh, that'd be great if she just, like which one of you hurt Benny? And then she pulls out a knife and she starts stabbing
Oh my
it.
god,
like,
doing a stab. Oh my god, that would have made her character so much better. Any character with a knife.
I did like that ending for her.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it made sense for her character at least. There was more emotional weight than Hyphen, who just got offed.
Yep.
The group makes their way through the dreg nest. Yaz wants answers, but the doctor's canister has turned red. And remember, red is dead. So bye, doctor.
Bye-bye.
I was always confused about that. Does the doctor actually need oxygen, though? Because I thought she didn't.
I would think so.
Double the heart, double the oxygen.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't.
I thought Time Lords didn't need oxygen.
Doesn't she have a binary system? So wouldn't she have more lung capacity?
Apparently not.
Well, they say that the reason she's running out of oxygen faster is because she talks too much.
Yeah.
But everyone's like talking about the same amount.
Yeah.
So that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's just dumb.
And then when it turns red, she just doesn't talk, and apparently that saves her oxygen.
Dumb.
But then she comes up, looks at a dreg that is sleeping standing up, and it's a good thing because apparently the dregs expel oxygen out of their lower regions, which is where the doctor is holding a canister.
Sexy.
Sexy.
You mean their penis?
Yeah, basically. Or their butt.
Isn't that normal? You don't expel air out your butt?
I don't expel CO2 out of my skin, that's for sure.
No.
But...
But because it goes green and then she lifts it up and she's like, "Ooh, clever girl." No,
Oh my god.
You can't.
that would have been amazing.
That is so good. We are so good at writing Doctor Who, guys.
And then the dreg smiles.
Yeah. And the dreg looks at her and goes, "All right, you got me. You got me." The doctor does a mind meld with the dreg and finds out this is all Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, isn't everything?
Oh my god.
Kane comes back and rescues the doctor, then makes a last stand against the dregs for like, I don't know, the fucking 20th time this episode.
Yep. So many last stands.
Ryan helps them move a vending machine to try and stop the dreg getting in and sees a sign saying made in China. So the vending machine was made in China, and then thousands of years later, after Earth has been decimated and destroyed, someone turned up, built Tranquility, found the vending machine, got it working again, and put it in Tranquility so people could eat out of it.
It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
I hope they refilled it.
Yeah, that makes no sense why there's a vending machine that was made in China.
I know.
Does China still exist in Orphan 55? Is that
No,
what's
it
happening?
doesn't. That's what we were saying.
Exactly. So, what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
All of their vending machine, it would just be cheaper just to buy a new vending machine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know-
Like, I get finding out through the tunnels that were already there. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I don't really care. I don't give a shit.
But it's
about-
another script thing. We know that has to happen so
Yeah.
that Ryan, who doesn't know that it's Earth, finds out that it's Earth.
Well, it happens a few times in the episode. When they first find out there's the hole in the dome. So 2 minutes later, Yaz comes and she's like, "Guys, did you know there's walls everywhere?" Oh, wait, okay. You know.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it's trying to double down on things so the audience really gets it. But it's like, no, you don't have to tell us twice. We know.
Yeah, I think Ed thinks we're stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, Ed, but I think you think we're stupid.
I'm sure you're a nice guy in real life, Ed, but could you stop?
Stop writing for Doctor Who.
Like, where was all the weird wackiness that we had in It Takes You Away? Where was the friggin' talking frog? Like, give me a talking frog, baby.
No.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. It sounds fun.
I'm surprised we didn't have a talking frog.
I would
We had
have
a
left.
furry.
It would have made as much sense. The frog could give the eco-warrior speech.
Or the dregs could, like, let me tell you about what happened.
You ruined the planet.
Oh, it's me, Master Dreg.
Master Dreg. Ah, Master Dreg, your tea?
Thank you. I used to live in Liverpool.
Ah.
It's in England, so that's funny.
The group can't hold the vending machine much longer, so the doctor says, when I say run, run. Run!
Oh my god.
It's like our song.
I just want to call in response. When I say run, you say go.
Yeah, well, it's also the catchphrase of the second doctor, Patrick Troughton.
Ah,
When I say run, is that what?
Yeah, he used to
Oh.
say it all the time, apparently. When I say run, run.
run.
Okay.
That's why it's in our theme song.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you would have known that, Nicchia.
No, I didn't, but it probably makes sense. As I say, I didn't see as much of his as a kid. I watched it a lot later, and I guess I was watching it for entertainment and less to have stuff to regurgitate in a podcast at some point in my life. The 11th Doctor is run for me. Not the 11th, Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, sorry, not the 11th, the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So after being told that if they go outside the dome without being able to breathe oxygen, they will die, the dreg can survive in an oxygen-rich environment suitable for oxygen breathers like humans and acts like it ain't no thang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Ain't no
has no
thang.
problems
No.
breathing. The doctor tells us that it's weakened, but we never see that.
Yeah, classic issue of like, don't tell us, show us.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much tell and not a lot of show.
They all go back to the control room and Nevi tries to auto-lock the door. Silas snaps when Nevi refuses to help, and because we don't have enough going on, heads out into the resort.
Good-o.
Why not?
They need to fix the teleporter to get off the planet, but Nevi needs to repair it, and they haven't got the right fuel. They have Ceruleum-3, not Ceruleum-4. Oh well, they're all dead.
Except,
End of episode.
Except-
Dun, 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 dun.
As we all remember from grade school, Ceruleum-3 only bloody mutates into Ceruleum-4 when it's attacked by a hopper virus. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
I'm
Basic.
actually, I would have been okay with that callback because that's a fine callback. But
Yeah.
considering the context of the whole episode and how everything is shoved in there, you kind of forget that the Hopper virus even exists.
Wouldn't it have been funny if she had something, she puts it in her pocket and there's something else in her pocket and she pulls out, she goes, they go, I need a wrench. And she's like, I got a wrench in my pocket. And she pulls it out, it's now an apple or something. And she's like, bloody Hopper virus, am I right?
Pulls it out. Is this
Remind
your
us that the Hopper virus is there.
Yeah, like if the episode had been around the actual Hopper virus rather than the monsters.
It was 2 episodes smushed together.
Because there were 2 villains. There was the Hopper virus and the dregs. The Hopper virus, they kind of straight up said this is not a threat, but it would have been interesting to build it up as a threat.
Yeah.
And they also had the dregs, which was immediately a threat.
Yeah.
So they had 2 separate villains and just shoved off the Hopper virus until it was needed for a MacGuffin.
McMuffin?
Let's get some McMuffins.
Can we?
By this stage, like I will always try and find the things that I can love in an episode and go with it along the way. This stage, I was so over this episode. Yes, that does make sense. You know, you've got the Hopper virus and it'll do this and that's fine. Pull out that sort of sciencey shit and I'll go, yeah, I'll go with that. And I was like, is it going to end? That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot happens in the last 10 minutes. It's so weird. When I was writing the synopsis, I was like, oh my God. I looked at the thing and I was like, there's 10 minutes left and they haven't done this and they haven't done this and they haven't done this. Nevi and Graham work on the teleporter, but oh no, Graham's no help. He's a bus driver. Oh.
Oh no, Graham.
He's your bus driver.
Oh, it's nice to yuck it up over that.
Yaz and Ryan head to the steam room, and that's twice Ryan's managed to get a girl to go to the steam room with him. Ooh.
Congrats. Like,
Steamy.
good effort.
They barricade the wall with sun loungers, and I bet they feel like they're really helping.
If a vending machine didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you put up a nanny lounge? Come on.
Yeah.
They're the flimsiest pieces of shit.
But then they are shocked, I tell you, when the sun loungers, they do nothing.
Oh boy.
Oh, he broke my nanny lounge.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of this script Adam just writes for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yaz rips out a hose from the wall, which thankfully turns out to be the oxygen supply and not like, I don't know, the sewerage pipe or something.
I mean, that would have been so funny, though. Could you imagine? It's just like, we need that to... Oh, wait.
Oh, no, wrong one.
And just blind... Well, what if it just, like, impairs the ability for the dregs to see and they can run? That's funny. It's a poop joke. Poop jokes, classic comedy. Adam Sandler, written and directed by, you know...
Oh, God, you want Adam Sandler to write this episode?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine if Adam Sandler wrote and directed...
Kevin James turns up as the monster.
Rob Schneider is
He's like,
there.
I'm a drag, I keep running into stuff.
Yeah, I reckon Adam Sandler would have done a better job. I'm sorry. Not Rob Schneider, but Adam Sandler.
Oh, I don't think so.
Actually, no. Adam Sandler, props to the guy. He can sometimes do actual decent movies.
I would be interested if he did an episode of Doctor Who.
I feel like if he did an episode of Doctor Who, it would actually be way better than this. Like, so much
I'm
better.
not entirely sure about that.
No,
The only tolerable Adam Sandler movie is Waterboy. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, okay.
Are
Well,
you
you didn't grow up with
absolutely
Adam
kidding
Sandler
me?
then.
I did.
Billy Madison, man.
Yeah.
Nah.
Happy Gilmore.
Nah.
I love The Wedding Singer.
The Wedding
Oh,
Singer.
Wedding Singer is,
The Wedding Singer.
I don't think
is
he
so
wrote that,
good.
though.
I don't care.
Okay, all right.
Basically, he got
I love it.
not shunned. What's the word?
Welcome
Exiled.
to the Adam Sandler podcast.
Yeah.
No. Basically, like everyone wanted him to win a Golden Globe, and he said that if he didn't win it, then he would never make a good movie ever again.
Oh, no, he was like joking saying, so Uncut Gems, which is apparently a pretty good movie that he did.
Yeah.
So like Adam Sandler, props to him, he can do good stuff and he seems like an alright person. He's basically just like, hey, I didn't get a Globe nomination. I'm going to make an intentionally really bad movie. Like think Jack and Jill, but worse.
Wasn't that terrible?
I haven't
boy.
seen it, but yeah.
Don't.
He did a song in the last couple of years for SNL when he hosted for Chris Farley. He wrote a song for Chris Farley. And this might be my favourite thing of Adam Sandler that Adam Sandler's done in the last like 5-10 years. He put in a line saying that if Chris Farley was still alive, he'd be hanging out with him doing Grown Ups 3.
Oh. Both both adorable and disgusting.
Yes.
Didn't he do a song about for SNL about how he got fired?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
It was funny.
He's
That
pretty
sounds
bitter
like
about
Adam
that.
Sandler.
Anyway, shall we finish off this episode?
No,
Fuck
please
yes,
don't.
please.
Yeah. Quick summer up.
The Doctor and Bella are trying to rescue Silas, and Bella, who's trying to destroy Tranquility and burn it all to the ground, tells Silas that it's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
Once
Sure.
she finally chooses between Edward and
Yeah.
Jacob.
So she really had no point either.
No.
No.
Silas returns to the teleporter and takes over from Nevi, who finally realizes that Nevi is useless. Oh my god. And then this bit where the Doctor locks herself in a cage
Oh, yeah. What was that?
and then closes the door remotely somehow and then says, you don't have CO2 to breathe.
It was like, we're a perfect ecosystem right now because
Yeah.
you breathe in CO2 and it converts to oxygen.
That would have been
We breathe
interesting
in-
at the end if the holiday had to exist with the...
Yeah.
Oh, a resort for dregs.
Yeah.
Hotel for dogs, but resort for dregs.
They can go get mani pedis.
Oh my god, mani pedis with my best friend Alpha Drag.
They get their teeth whitened.
Oh, cute.
It's a lot of teeth to whiten.
It was all like, we're a perfect ecosystem right now, but it was kind of like, I'm gonna lock myself in this cage and hope you don't attack me so I can have a chat, and then I'm gonna lock you in the cage and leave.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you lock yourself in the cage in the first place? Why wouldn't you just lure it to the room, run out of the room, lock the door?
Yes.
Is it a rage cage?
Rage cage, yeah. He does
Rage
rage. He does rage in the cage.
Yeah, it's just so she can say to the Dreg, who I pretty sure doesn't understand English, she can go to the Dreg, be better than what created you. And it's like, ugh. So now we're supposed to be okay with the Dregs? We're supposed to hate the Dregs, guys, right?
No, we hate Kane.
We hate global warming.
Oh, I didn't know who to hate except I'm sorry. I don't hate anyone, but I was very cross with the writer.
Ryan and Yaz set one of Bella's bombs to slow down the Dregs, but all it does is blow up Tranquility, and the Dregs do not look slowed down at all.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah,
You dumb goof.
there's too many of them to teleport, so Bella macks on Ryan and starts last stand against the Dregs, number 275 of this episode.
Oh, and it's a double last stand.
Yeah.
I did like the thumb sucking bit between Ryan and when she looks at him and puts the thumb in her mouth. That was kind of sweet.
That was so stupid.
I thought she was just sucking her thumb because she knows she was going to die.
I feel like if Bella was a character who got 2 or 3 episodes as a love interest, then the thumb sucking would have some weight. So I think it was a good idea, but because there wasn't enough weight put on this like little budding romance, it meant nothing.
Maybe it really was Romeo and Juliet.
At this stage, I was desperate for something to like.
Yeah, fair.
It's funny because at the end, the Doctor says this is one of multiple possible timelines. So she's essentially saying to Ryan, look, if you ever want to meet Bella again, you better start polluting the planet really, really badly.
Oh, no.
Because otherwise, Kane won't leave her.
Why didn't the Doctor get in her TARDIS and go back and pick up Kane and Bella and save them? I was expecting that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she had to do a speech.
Oh, that's right.
It's a fixed point in time.
She had to do a speech.
Reasons.
You had to hit us over the head with a PowerPoint presentation. Poor Jodie.
Bella's weapon fails, but Kane turns up screaming, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Yeah, boy.
So now she's supposed to be Ripley from Aliens.
Yeah.
Also a little bit like Molly Weasley in Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Oh, yes.
Not my daughter, you bitch.
They only have one gun, so Kane stands there shooting while Bella's like, well, I'm gonna die, alright. I'll just stand here, go mom, woo!
I love you now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Maybe if Kane had been like, here, take this handgun or something, you know.
Yeah. Like, there's enough room on that belt for another gun.
Ryan sucks his thumb because he's got a taste for it now, and the Doctor teleports them back to the TARDIS.
It's gonna ruin his teeth.
Ryan's budding taste for flesh.
The Doctor tells him this is one possible timeline for Earth, much like in the year 2 million, the Time Lords shifted Earth 2 light years away and renamed it Ravelox, getting rid of most of humanity and leaving the remaining people as a primitive tribe, which was a possible Earth from Trial of a Time Lord.
Ooh.
Yeah, Pyramids of Mars, when Sutek was coming back on Earth, and Sarah says, but he doesn't win because I'm from the future, and then the Doctor takes her to the future if Sutek gets out, and it's desolate, so it's in flux. It does work. It's part of canon.
Yeah, the Earth's oceans become polluted by chemicals, producing the hemovores. We have the year that never was, when Harold Saxon ruled over the Earth, but that was due to a paradox machine. The alternate timeline where Don Donna turned right and never met the Doctor.
Yep.
Mhm.
I remember that because Donna's my favorite.
The timeline where the Eye of Harmony was open for too long on the eve of 2000 and the TARDIS has to go back and save everyone.
Oh, yeah.
When the universe was rebooted thanks to the Pandorica and an exploding TARDIS. And finally, the last one I could find was the timeline where all of time happened at once because Riversong refused to shoot the Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has to be the nerdiest explanation of one thing that I've ever heard.
Oh, a bunch of nerds.
I knew there were multiple times when it had happened, so I went to look it up. But anyway.
I mean, I'm not mad at the whole, like, oh, this is one possible timeline, because, yeah, they've done that a bunch, and it's fine. It was more the preachy speech.
Oh, yes. The Doctor gives her inspirational speech stating, people can save planets or wreck them. Be the best of humanity or be the dregs of humanity. Oh, mic drop, boom!
Yes.
I hate it. Thanks.
And it didn't make sense because the dregs were victims.
Yeah, exactly. But they were also the monsters.
Yeah, but that's because they left them there.
Yeah, it was like a sympathetic monster, but they couldn't do the sympathy or the monster right.
Yeah.
They could do the creature design right. That was fine, but the sympathy or the monster.
You gotta
right?
fight for your right to be a dreg.
To get on the plane that gets you out of the dregs.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't sound like a
Who
party
sings
at
that
all.
song, Adam?
Get to the chopper.
Arnold.
Get to the teleporter. It would've been- Maybe if they had a dreg and they were like, oh my god, this is Jackie Tyler.
Oh my god, no!
Rah, rah.
Oh no, not Jackie Tyler.
As always, we like to give it a score out of 5. Who would like to go first?
All right. Now, you may have guessed, or this could come as a surprise to you, but I didn't really enjoy this episode. I know I gave...
Oh, wow. It's surprised you gave it a 5 then.
I try to keep my opinion to myself. I found it so difficult to watch the second time, and the only other one I've had that with was The Idiot's Lantern. Even It Takes You Away, I could watch twice. The only thing I liked about this was I thought the monster design was good, so I'm giving it 0.5.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, but it should not have been made, and I love Doctor Who so much, and I'm embarrassed for the actors, and I'm embarrassed for the whole franchise that this came out. I'm sorry, but I am.
Wow, okay.
So I had selected on a poll that I was giving it 2 stars, but upon reflection, because I selected that right after watching it, and I usually like to sleep on things, like sleeping on
A mattress.
Well, yeah, that too. But I like sleeping after watching Tomb Raider. I discovered, wow, I hate that movie.
Yeah.
So I slept. And then realized, actually, it's 1 star, and the 1 star is for the monster design.
Okay.
And the one time I laughed because Hyphen doesn't kink shame.
Yeah.
So that's it, 1
Okay,
star.
1 star, all right.
The spiders were better.
Yeah.
Look, I'm in a very precarious position because I gave one of the Slovene episodes a 2, and I hate the Slovene with a passion. I wish I could have actually given those a lower score. And I don't hate this episode. There's not a lot to like about this episode, but I don't hate this episode. And in fact,
What?
I've really enjoyed talking about it and making fun of it, and so
Oh, yeah, that's been fun.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
There's nothing I hate about it, but it is not a fantastic episode. Look, I'll watch it if it's on TV, but I'm not gonna be like, you should watch Orphan 55. But there's a lot of silly stuff to talk about. And I feel like, this is sort of like just a bad bog standard episode of Doctor Who where the monsters are great. It's not a great bog standard episode of Doctor Who. It's a bad bog standard episode of Doctor Who,
There was something, I'm trying to remember, but I think this was one of the lowest rated episodes since, let me see if I can find it, because I read the Wikipedia for like broadcast and reception information. So the episode holds a approval rating of 58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
The average score is 5.8 based on 12 reviews, and it's the lowest rating since Sleep No More in 2015, which received a rating of 61. So
The only problem with Rotten Tomatoes is that because Doctor Who is getting review bombed,
yeah.
basically the score was at like 25. So then Rotten Tomatoes went and wiped the scores and started again.
Yeah.
And then the only people who went back and reviewed it again were the people who were reviewer bombing. So now the score's actually gone down to like 7%.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's like the actual critics looking at this. AV Club gave it a C+.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about season.
yeah.
I'm talking about Spyfall and this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about season 12 as a whole.
Like
basically.
Spyfall is fantastic.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah,
Recommend
totally.
going back and watching Spyfall.
But yeah, this episode is not
No.
great.
Like a lot of places have found that it's not amazing.
Yeah.
Even I have to disagree with you because a bog standard episode of Doctor Who I can rewatch. And there are very, very few episodes that I would have to be strapped down to rewatch this episode again. I really would. I just really disliked it.
Wow,
Yeah.
you don't like Ed Heim.
And it was really disappointing because I want to love every Doctor Who episode because I love Doctor Who and I love Jodie. And I just I will be very, very reticent to watch another episode written by this guy.
Oh yeah, you hated you didn't like It Takes You Away, and you didn't like this episode. I mean,
No.
you and I both agree that this episode is way weaker than It Takes You Away.
Oh, it's not even just weak. It's like it was written. It's so heavy-handed. It's convoluted. It has no tension. It's all tell, no show.
Yeah.
I don't know how it made it past. Oh, I dislike it so much.
My biggest issue with this episode is just that there's way too much.
Yeah.
And at no point someone said, you need to cut this in half.
Yeah.
You need to cut these characters out. Like, I feel like this guy was given the authority to, like, oh, look, it's a bit long at the moment. You might want to cut it down. And he just didn't get it down to what it needed to be. And he basically went, okay, well, if I have this character say this, I can get rid of this scene. And if I have this character say this, I can get rid of this scene. Instead of going, I should get rid of the characters that don't fucking do anything, he basically went, okay, well, I can cram all of this into it and not have to cut too much,
I reckon cut out Nevi and Silas.
Oh, totally.
Don't you think it doesn't even have a strong story?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, go back and tell me what is the story that you're trying to get, because there's so many things going on that there's no strong storyline that I could even latch onto, and there's no character besides the Doctor that I go, and even the companions are just there for a bit of a lark. I just did not enjoy it at all.
I think the best episodes of Doctor Who to me have either very strong characters, and it means the story doesn't really matter. You care about the characters and whatever situation they're in. Or it has a really simple story told well. Like my favorite episode of all time, Weeping Angels. Is it Blink? Blink.
Yeah, Blink.
Yeah, Blink. Yeah. It's very simple. The characters are interesting because you care about them not being caught out. And the story is literally just, hey, there is this monster. It moves when you blink.
Yeah.
If you blink, you are dead.
Yeah.
So the story is just, let's not blink, let's survive. And it's such a compelling episode because it's so simple and it's told so well.
Yeah.
And this tried to bring back that horror, which I think Blink did really well because that's basically a horror episode. But instead of making the monsters menacing at all, it did nothing. It was just disappointing.
Cake and ass party.
Cake and ass party.
Cake and ass.
That's what it was.
So I would give it a 2. Just like you, there's worse episodes in Doctor Who and New Who that I think, like, even this episode isn't as bad as. Like, the Sylvain's definitely worse than this episode. So I think I give it a 2 just because so far with season 12, the visual aesthetic of the episodes is still really good, even if the storyline isn't. Like, I really liked how everything looked in the episode. That obviously had saved up a lot of money from not doing it for a whole year. So they're just like, okay, we can have a little bit bigger of a budget for the episodes. Was it wasted on this episode's plotline? Yes. But yeah, like I appreciate something looking good. So but I mean, a little bit more budget could have gone into those green wigs.
Oh,
I mean,
makeup for
makeup.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Can we just take Hyphen as the character out? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Hyphen has no purpose.
She might not kink shame, but I do. So I want Hyphen gone.
Just yeet that furry.
Fucking yeet.
I would watch an entire episode of going to Hyphen with a Three's planet and just doing something there,
She reminds me of there was
the cats?
Yeah,
the cats in the Gridlock episode.
Oh yes, yeah.
She reminds me of that cat that used to be on Australian TV. What was it, Mitzi or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, not Rugrats, the Ferals.
Yeah. That's what she reminds me of. I don't know why. Was Mitzi
If
shaming people?
Hyphen with a 3 had it turned out to be the bad guy at the end,
Oh
That
my
would have been
God.
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, we solved the episode.
Yeah.
Have everything the same. Hyphen is the bad
And she
guy.
basically goes, you try living through life looking like this. I think we fixed the episode.
Yes.
We fixed it. We did it.
Well, this is going to surprise you all. Do you want to know? We asked our listeners what they thought of the episode. Look, we didn't have as many people as we usually do. We only had 12 people respond. Of that, 7 people gave it 5.
What?
Really?
What?
And the average score across the board was 3.92 out of 5.
Wow.
7 people gave it 5.
Yeah.
I'm
get
sorry,
it.
listeners, but what?
They're not going to like our review much.
No.
No, so
they're
they've been
not.
listening to this thinking, what are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
Wow.
But look, if you really enjoyed, obviously this is a subjective thing. If you really enjoyed Orphan 55, please let us know in the comments what it was about the episode that you really liked.
Was it hyphen with a 3?
Was it hyphen with a 3? Maybe everything just clicks for you. Maybe everything just clicked into place and you were like, okay, awesome, I love it.
Yeah, and you think about It Takes You Away. You loved it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had all your reasons for why you liked it, and I had my reasons for why I didn't. So sometimes something just doesn't resonate with you for whatever reason, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Olivia. Which movie do you think would be improved by adding the Doctor?
Oh.
So it could be a bad movie that would be made better by adding the Doctor, or a good movie that you think you would just love to see the wackiness of the Doctor chucked in there.
Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Oh, we've had the room.
Damn it!
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
but could you imagine?
We have had the room. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
so I have to pick another one?
You have to
Yep.
pick another one. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I
Showgirls.
Showgirls. Oh.
Showgirls. Because could you imagine if the Doctor showed up and just said, hey, none of this needs to happen, and then the movie ends?
I always contemplate that how
Yeah.
short a Doctor Who episode would be if common sense
Yeah.
was a real thing.
I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say that instead of all the different women playing the showgirls, it's just different versions of the Doctor.
I mean, that would be very funny. I really want to see David Tennant have to go off and do some electrified lizard sex in a pool with Kyle MacLachlan.
God.
What?
That happens.
Why is that not the title of the movie?
Electrified lizard
Electrified lizard sex with Kyle MacLachlan.
sex? Because that would make people actually want to watch it. But I want to see the Doctor go, hey Naomi, here's some money, don't steal. And then she'll be like, thanks bitch. And then the movie's done.
Have you seen Showgirls, Nicchia?
I have. I'm really ashamed to admit that I have. I wish I could tell you I hadn't. And I wish I could tell you I didn't sit through to the end thinking this will get better, right?
Oh no.
Much
Oh.
like how you were with watching this episode.
Oh no, I knew this was never going to get better.
Oh no. Sorry, Ed, you do not have a fan.
Bit like when I watched Burlesque and went, why am I watching this? And yet I'm still watching it. No, it didn't get any better either.
Don't you dare talk shit about Burlesque.
no.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Cher is an icon.
Sorry, didn't like it.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Olivia, would you have anything you would like to plug?
Everybody come to the Brisbane Comedy Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I am part of Big Fork Theatre. We have 3 shows going on at the Brisbane Comedy Festival. You can check it out. I think it's brisbanecomedyfestival.com.
I think so, yeah.
And they are Around the Campfire, Sing Along, and The Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
The Mixer is a free show. Around the Campfire is a show that is for children and families. And Sing Along is where you get rowdy and do some karaoke and improv.
It's
So
gonna be awesome.
there's something for everyone.
And you're in the Mixer?
Yeah, so I'll be in the Mixer. Come along. It's on Saturday nights at the Turbine platform.
Yes.
Look on the Brisbane Comedy Festival for times and go buy tickets to Around the Campfire and Sing Along because those will be awesome shows as well. And I'll be there just chilling out and having fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Anything you'd like to plug?
No.
No. All right. As always, you can follow Adam O'Sullivan Comedian on Facebook and visit thenerdinfinite.com. I will be in the Sing Along.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So I'm very excited about that. Please come along to Brisbane Comedy Festival Sing Along After Hours. I will be in that show, at least 3 of the 4 performances. It will be at the Brisbane Powerhouse 10 p.m. on Friday, February 28th, March 6th, 13th and 20th. Tickets from the Powerhouse website. Please come along. It's going to be amazing. We're going to sing some songs with the audience and then we're going to perform some improvised scenes based on those songs.
Did you say after hours or sing along?
Yeah, it's called After Hours Sing Along, apparently.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
official, because they have an After Hours.
Yeah.
And the
thing.
ones that Adam isn't actually in, he'll still be in the audience, just
Probably.
trying to get on stage.
I'll have a pass, yeah, so I'll be there, yeah, probably. It's going to be great.
Yeah, gosh, you're doing well with your improv stuff.
Thank you. It's going to be rowdy, it's going to be late night, it's going to be so
Yep.
late. Oh my
There's
God,
gonna
10
be
o'clock
some
at night.
good old tunes.
But yeah, Google Brisbane Comedy Festival or Big Fork and you'll find out more details about that.
Well, that sounds like fun, guys. So have a fantastic time.
Thank you very much. Get the word out. Not Nicchia, what's your name? Olivia, please
Yeah.
do a location and an item.
Wait, what?
We need a location and an item.
Oh, right now? Do I have to say it on the...
You can just say it, yeah.
I reckon location is
She's
a recording
dancing.
studio.
A recording studio, right.
And an item is a lead pipe.
A lead pipe.
I played Cluedo.
Get the word out. You might be recording an episode of D4WH in our very professional recording studio with a fan that makes a wonky background noise and the sound of hellfire going on in Canberra, apparently. And you might be doing that and suddenly think back to that time when you play Cluedo and you're talking about Orphan 55 and you're like, wait, I remember finishing that game of Cluedo by finding out someone had been murdered by a lead pipe. So if I get out a lead pipe and murder everyone, I don't have to continue talking about Orphan 55.
Yeah!
Hell yes!
Woo! Until next time, keep searching the skies for the Doctor. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye!
Goodbye.
This has been a production of The Nerd Infinite. And then the sound of dragons spitting fire and stuff. What? Why are you looking at me like that?